Good morning, Wushu friends. Now we are live on YouTube channel with Ray Smith, the president of European Kungfu Wushu Federation, the 8th Dan Wushu. And now we are going to talk about Wushu, traditional Wushu, and the first competition, European Wushu competition. The first question is, why do two kinds of competition exist in Wushu? I mean traditional Wushu competition and modern.
Well, they're two separate animals, really. The modern one, of course, comes from the tradition, so we start with the tradition. Many people practice traditional, and they don't want to take it as a sport. They want to keep the tradition, they want to keep playing in the old ways. And the modern one, it contains more athletic jumping and so forth. And it's perhaps for more agile athletes. But the traditional one is something which our members really wanted, because so many of them are traditional members, and the function of our federation is to satisfy the expectations of our members.
Thank you. And which school styles of traditional Wushu are presented in this championship?
Well, we are catering for two separate events, really. One dedicated event for Wing Chun, because in Europe Wing Chun is very popular, and we have grown this event. This is the second time we are doing the dedicated one for the other styles, and we welcome all styles to come. If enough people are entering from a given style, then we can create a dedicated category for that style. So this time we have a dedicated separate competition championship for Wing Chun and a separate championship for all other styles.
Why does the format of European Championship and differ from the International Championship of Wushu? Because you know that International Championship of Wushu are held like a festival.
Exactly. So for us, the festival is a nice coming together. It's more of a social activity. But here we want to take it to a serious level. And we believe if you have a championship, you have one winner. Not multiple awards for first place, multiple awards for second place. So this is a real championship. And because it is a championship, you know, we encourage people to come to take part, because in the traditions, so many say they are the best. But if you don't test your hands, of course, you can never be proven right or wrong. So we invite all people to come. And it's not about, you know, you have to win. It's about competing and learning. This time my technique was not so good against this style. So you learn from your mistakes. It's called experiential learning. So we all learn from taking part in activities. If we are singular and we're isolated and we only play with our own members, our knowledge and our potential to learn and become better is restricted. So by coming to a competition like this, where we have so many styles, varying styles, all coming together, it means you can test what works in your style. And what can I learn from other styles? It's a wonderful experience for people.
Thank you. And how many European Championships have been held? Can you tell us the history of such competitions?
Sure. So just talking about traditional, because in the modern one we've had 14. But for the traditional we have had 4, plus the 2 Wing Chun championships. And this has proven to be quite successful, because the first one, like any time, you know, you do a first event, it was only 12 countries and some 250 competitors. But this time, our 4th championship, and now we have 28 European countries and more than 800 participants. So we can see, just from the numbers, how successful the event has been. It's, I think, quite an accepted fact. If you are not successful, the numbers will not increase. So we can say the success is there. And why is it successful? Because we train the judges. We have neutral judges. They're not biased. We see the medals awarded are not all going to one country. Okay, some countries may get more medals than others, but if you look at the numbers of people competing, if you have more people competing, it's logical you can have more medals. But if you take a proportion and you say, in proportion to the number of people you entered, the number of medals you won, sometimes you can see that some smaller teams proportionally did better than some big teams. So there are many factors to saying who did well in this event. But the reality is, the medal is a beautiful thing to take home and it's a wonderful achievement. But competing is the real prize. Because in my way of thinking, if you have the guts, the determination to compete, you are already a winner. You overcame so many fears, trepidation, oh, will I do good, how will it be, and the worry of a competitor. If you can compete, you add some other character to yourself.
Thank you very much. And what's new in the process of the competition? And what does European Wushu Federation do for the promotion of Wushu?
Well, we try to learn from our experiences and we listen. You know, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen a lot more than we speak. And we listen to the members. And for example, in Wing Chun this year, we introduce a new category for Wing Chun fighting. So it's only permitting the techniques of Wing Chun, and we will see that first time, a little experiment, how well it will become. For the other events, of course, we always are trying to encourage the right categories for them. And people, they consider, oh, will it be traditional for my style? So we invite to come and support our events masters from China, renowned masters from China. And this way they are here to guide us, to be an arbiter in the event of we have some question, is this authentic or not authentic? And so we can use their wisdom and their experience. So it's nice because they're not Europeans, they have no bias towards a European country, they're giving the fair, neutral response to any questions we're offering.
Great. And I know that European Wushu Federation invites a number of Chinese masters. Why does European Wushu Federation do it?
Well, it gives, some confidence to the athletes. They may have some of these masters are so world known that they are almost like an idol to some of the athletes. And for this master to come and to be present and see their performances, and they are such gentle people, these masters. They have been making some seminars so the students who are participating can have immediate access to them. And they have no limit to what they will give in their knowledge. They have so much, I don't think we can absorb it all, but they are there and they are willing to share their knowledge. And this is a fantastic experience, you know. Even it's not your style, you can still, I go back to what I said earlier, you can learn from other styles because every piece of knowledge gives you some advantage. Knowledge is power. And so if you understand and can keep the knowledge of what other styles do, it helps you to implement your own techniques. So these masters, they're giving us their time. We encourage them to work with our judges, so they attend the judges' courses. They run some seminars, and they are available during our competition to give us guidance and assistance when required.
Thank you. And can you tell us the number of the athletes who will take part in these competitions? And is this number is increasing every year?
Yes, in the first event we had was 12 countries and some 250 competitors. And for this one, the fourth event, it's 28 countries and more than 800 athletes. So we can see that the growth has been achieved.
Which format of the fights is used in the traditional Wushu competitions? And under which rules are the fights held?
So in our traditional championship, we have 3 levels or 3 categories of fighting. So, as I mentioned earlier, we have introduced now Wing Chun light contact fighting. And this is with special gloves and special coverings for the face. So the head guard protects the face with some poly screen so they can see through, but it prevents them from being hit into the face. So it accommodates the type of style of Wing Chun. We also have, for all other styles, what we call light contact sanda, or chinda, some people refer to it. So this is more the format, you may say, for sparring in everyday clubs where you want to have some light practice, okay, but on a more serious level because it's a championship. And we say you cannot have full power, and the judges are judging pretty much the same scoring as sanda, but the referee has a greater responsibility to make sure that the contact level is more light. Also, we have the sticky hands, so we have the ability to test the hands and the techniques of Tui Shao, and these three formats give a good selection for most people.
And another question: why does the name of European competitions has changed? Because first it was named like a Wushu competition, and now Kung Fu competitions. Why?
Well, it's interesting because if you look at the Chinese calligraphy for Wushu, it is the real meaning of what we're doing. The literal translation is martial art. But when you apply it to what we're doing, of course, it's Chinese martial art. But to most people throughout the world, but particularly we're looking at Europe, Wushu was not such a popular or well-known word. And even though we've existed for many years, still it doesn't seem so attractive. But the word Kung Fu, if you go up to anyone in the street and you say Wushu to them, they don't understand most of the time. But if you go to the same person and say Kung Fu, immediately in their mind conjures up some imagery of some Chinese martial art from the movies, from the TV series, things like this. Always the words Kung Fu are being used. So to try and help make it more attractive, yes, but more understandable, we have used the older term Kung Fu. And we hope this will encourage people to realize, to understand that we're trying to give them what they've asked for, which is traditional activity.
And those days in China, a lot of people say about the fact that nowadays Wushu is becoming like a performance art. It's not like a real fighting. What do you think about it?
Well, I think there's some degree of truth to this. We have seen over the years our art has been in some way developed to become a sport because of the aim of getting into the Olympic Games. And so the routines, the Taolu, which is being performed, to make it more attractive, more appealing, to fit in with the Olympic ideals, they have included much more acrobatic movement. Well, the more acrobatic it becomes, the less traditional it becomes. My master had a beautiful saying, if you want to do somersaults and the splits on a battlefield, I don't think you will survive for so long. So, you know, when you want to talk about traditional, it needs to be very much more fundamental and using the reality of striking and blocking. But I think it would be wonderful to see, this is not a criticism, but a personal observation, to include more martial movement in the Wushu, modern Wushu, and take out a little bit of the gymnastics. I think a lot of people would be appreciative of this. But what it is, it appeals to a lot of people. So we give both, traditional and modern.
And what are the future plans of European Wushu Federation for the future, for the development of traditional Wushu?
Yes, and this is a very important question. So we look at and we analyze our competition. We speak to our members to see what is their opinion of what we did. And also, and equally important, what is their expectation for the future? Because as a federation, our function is to serve the members, not to think of something fanciful and just do it, because that only satisfies us. We have to satisfy the members. So we talk to them, and you know, it's very conceivable that with more people entering a competition in a given style, then we can cater more for them. But to do this, they have to come. You know, if we create activities and that they have demonstrated that they don't attend before, it becomes difficult for us to plan. They need to take part. It was always said in the past, oh, you're catering only for the modern sport. What about us? Meaning the traditional people. Well, here we are. We've provided what you wanted. Here is true traditional competition. No modern wushu routines are permitted to take part. So now it's the challenge. You challenged us to provide some traditional competition. Now I give the challenge back. Come and compete. Because if you don't, we don't know what message this sends. You wanted competition, we offer it to you. Show what you can do. Come and test hands.
Thank you very much.